This question of trust is really, really important. And I think that one of the problems is that for a long time, many of us have not felt like our voices have been heard, and our voices haven't been heard, but we have a personal responsibility to correct that. I think a lot of the thing about some of the discussions where they say it's all going to go this way, it's all out of control, they're just going to do that to us regardless, is actually quite anti-human as well. I think that it's incumbent on us. It's the biggest responsibility and it's the most creative project we can ever be involved in. How do we want to curate? How do we want to create and innovate the kind of society we want to see? Well, the first thing we need to do to restore trust is put ourselves back at the heart of it. We need to make those accountable by arguing the kind of arguments we're making, by these brilliant contributions, not just in these rooms. We need to go out and get our friends and our colleagues, our neighbours, our work associates, have rows, have discussions, win them over. Just put your hand up if you're on the Together email list, if you get emails from Together and all that. Great. And then keep your hands up if you're a member. Right. Well, we need the rest of you to become members of Together, to get involved. That's how we carry on campaigning. But I want to just say a couple of specific points about this, because the question about, if you look at the news at the moment, just so we're clear about Behavioural Insights team and Nudge, the reason it's so anti-democratic is because it's a refusal to go out and win the hearts and minds of the public, and instead it attempts to cajole psychologically and nudge you in a certain direction rather than argue the virtue or the merits of the position. It's why we see things like meltdowns, burning things, infernos to create a kind of Hollywood-style movie that induces fear and irrationality, actually, rather than saying, like the other gentleman said, and this is the really important point, you think this thing and I think that thing. He's absolutely right. You think this thing, and we're hearing the same bits of information. And what he's actually saying is, who's going to argue for their moral web, for their moral position, for the political position they want to see? Now, the reason I started with the Scottish Enlightenment is because it's one of those moments that it puts humans and individuals at the heart of making history. And this experiment we've had for about 300 years is just that. It's an experiment where the ideals and the ideas of the individual within society and our contribution to changing it through our endeavours is there. Now, it's not immutable. We've seen that in the last few years, the kind of measures that we've seen in other places around a social credit system can be put in place, and it's very concerning. And I would put to you that it's incumbent on all of us to take responsibility to win some more people in, to join together, to get involved here